Today on People Now, the new baby prince officially has a name. We'll tell you what that name means to William, Kate, and the royal family.
Matt Lauer breaks his silence for the first time in 5 months to address sexual misconduct allegations.
You can run, you can hide, but justice will find you.
Stars are speaking out about Bill Cosby's guilty verdict, and Cosby's accusers are speaking out about the disgraced comedian's outburst in the courtroom.
We're kind of like brother and sister. I know people probably don't want to hear that, but it's, we grew up together.
Tiffani Thiessen opens up to us about her 30-year friendship with her Saved by the Bell co-star Mark Paul Gosselaar, and she has a new cookbook.
And it is really happening, you guys. Alexis Bledel says Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 3 has been pitched, and we have details.
It is all today on People Now. Happy Friday, everyone. Yes, we made it. Welcome to People Now. Some major royal baby news this morning this afternoon, out of Kensington Palace. The name of the newest prince has finally been released. Say hello to His Royal Highness. Here he comes, Prince Louis of Cambridge.
Yes,
there's the name.
It's a great name.
There he is.
To celebrate the 5th in line to the throne, we want to know, who is your favorite famous Louis? So maybe you grew up watching Louis Stevens on Even Stevens, or you love the music of Louis Armstrong. So from Louis Anderson to Louis Tomlinson
there we go.
to
Louis
the
Anderson's
Louis,
my man.
There's no shortage of Louis. Let us know your favorite. I don't know how many times can you say Louis. Tweet us with the hashtag PeopleNow at People.
A lot of times today. I'm going to get to your answers soon, but first, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. Starting with the most famous baby on the planet right now, Prince William and Kate Middleton, as we said, have revealed their baby boy's name. Now, the full name, Louis Arthur Charles, is a bit of a surprise for some because the name was trailing behind in 10th place for odds makers. Of course, the three names have a special meaning to the royal couple, as you would imagine. To break it all down, Louis, not Louis, by the way, means renowned warrior in French. It's a likely tribute to William's grandfather, Prince Philip, whose own grandfather was Prince Louis Alexander of Battenberg. It's also part of Prince William's full name, which is William Arthur Philip Louis, and also holds significance to Grandpa Prince Charles, whose beloved great-uncle mentor Earl Louis Mountbatten was assassinated in 1979. So all kinds of meanings there for that part of the name. Now the prince's two middle names, Arthur and Charles, also have great meaning. The name Arthur, which means bear in the Celtic, is a family tradition, as both Prince William and Prince Charles have it as a middle name. Arthur was also the name of Queen Victoria's rumored favorite child, and Charles, of course, pays tribute to William's father, Prince Charles. All right, William and Kate waited 4 days to reveal the baby royal's name, and it was certainly worth the wait. According to Kensington Palace, the prince will be formally known as His Royal Highness Prince Louis of Cambridge. I like that. Nice ring to it. Almost 5 months, moving on to this, 5 months after he was terminated by NBC for alleged sexual misconduct, new allegations about former Today Show anchor Matt Lauer are coming to light today. In a Washington Post report published Thursday, Lauer's former colleague and co-host Ann Curry told the Post that she was approached by an NBC female staffer who said that she was sexually harassed physically by Lauer. Curry reveals to the publication, quote, "A woman approached me and asked me tearfully if I could help her. She was afraid of losing her job. I believed her. I told management they had a problem and they needed to keep an eye on him and how he deals with women." The NBC staffer confirmed that she went to Curry with her complaint, but the former anchor says the woman implored her not to reveal her name. Curry, who reportedly has a non-disclosure agreement with the network, declined to name the management officials she says that she approached. An NBC spokesman told the Post the company has no record of her warning and said there was no mention of it in Lauer's personnel file. Current NBC News chairman Andy Lack was not at the network at the time. Curry left the NBC morning show in 2012, the same year that she says she reported Lauer. Her exit came with much speculation that the firing had been due to a lack of chemistry with Lauer and amid reports that he played a role in forcing her out. Although NBC sources say falling ratings were to blame, Curry tells the Post there was an environment of, quote, pervasive verbal sexual harassment. But she understands that the reluctance to speak out, adding, "This is one of the problems when we talk about corporations with an HR department being under leadership of someone who might or might not be accused. How are they going to complain about it if they are accusing someone who is overseeing the department that is supposed to protect them?" Lauer provided a statement to the Post on Wednesday. He said, quote, "I have made no public comments on the many false stories from anonymous or biased sources that have been reported about me over these past several months. I remain silent in an attempt to protect my family from further embarrassment and to restore a small degree of the privacy they have lost." Matt Lauer continued saying, "But defending my family now requires me to speak up. I fully acknowledge that I acted inappropriately as a husband, father, and principal at NBC. However, I want to make it perfectly clear that any allegations or reports of coercive, aggressive, or abusive actions on my part at any time are absolutely false. That's Matt Lauer's statement there, and an insider previously told People that Lauer was let go due to sexual misconduct with a female staffer throughout 2014, including at the Sochi Winter Games. Women have also anonymously accused him of sexual harassment and assault in accounts published by Variety and the New York Times. Lauer's statements were released in the same Washington Post report claiming longtime NBC anchor Tom Brokaw allegedly made unwanted advances to 2 women, including former anchor Linda Vester. Brokaw provided a denial statement issued by the network saying, quote, "I met with Linda Vester on 2 occasions, both at her request 23 years ago because she wanted advice with respect to her career at NBC. The meetings were brief, cordial, and appropriate, and despite Linda's allegations, I made no romantic overtures toward her at that time or any other." Stay on People.com for more updates on this story as it develops. And now we move on to this. Watch.
That was Bill Cosby depravity 101. When the victims were crying and sobbing, he was laughing. He was scowling. He was mocking them. And that was very painful to endure.
And in that moment yesterday, Victoria, when he had that expletive and yelled at the prosecutor, what do you make of that? This is a side of Bill Cosby that the rest of the world doesn't know.
Well, this is the side of Bill Cosby that we know. That nobody else believed, because I think the general public believes the character that he portrays. They don't see the real person behind that character.
That was Bill Cosby accusers Lily Bernard and Victoria Valentino appearing on the Today Show Friday to give their take on Cosby's courtroom outburst following the news of Thursday's guilty verdict. According to multiple news outlets, Cosby's outburst came as District Attorney Kevin Steele argued that Cosby might be a flight risk because he owns a private plane and pushed to have Cosby's bail revoked. According to NBC News, Cosby first yelled, quote, "He doesn't have a plane, you bleep." And then he added, quote, "I'm sick of it, you bleep." However, the Associated Press reports that Cosby said, "I'm sick of him," seemingly referring to Steele. Other journalists who were present in the courtroom have said that it was hard to make out all of Cosby's remarks. Now, Cosby was ultimately allowed to remain free on bail, but was ordered to stay confined to his home. Following a 12-day trial, jurors deliberated for about 14 hours over 2 days before handing down their guilty verdict, marking the first high-profile criminal conviction of the Me Too era. Cosby was convicted on 3 charges in connection with sexually assaulting Andrea Constand in January of 2004 at his Elkins Park, Pennsylvania mansion. Constand was working at Temple University at the time. She testified that she took 3 blue pills and drank wine at Cosby's request. She passed out, then woke up to find Cosby sexually assaulting her. He was tried last year on those same accusations, but that jury failed to reach a verdict, ending in a mistrial. Each count of aggravated indecent assault carries a prison sentence of 10 years. Now, cameras caught the moment in which some of Cosby's accusers learned of the verdict at the courthouse. Blessed, vindicated, full of gratitude, hopeful, joy, and relief. Those were just some of the words that accusers used to describe their feelings in that moment. Actress Gabrielle Union, who has been open about being raped at gunpoint in an incident unrelated to Cosby, responded to that guilty verdict at CinemaCon on Thursday. Watch.
The day of reckoning is upon us, and there's a lot of people who should be very, very worried about their freedom, because justice is coming for you. This is just the first domino to go, with many, many more. And if you think that you've aged out of justice, think again, because victims/survivors, our memories are long. So you can run, you can hide, but justice will find you.
Wow, really big moment
very
in the whole
powerful.
movement here. And guys, stay on People.com for all the latest developments on that story as they become available. For now, Andrea, big music awards last night.
Yes, Jeremy, we are kicking off Star Trek today with a muy caliente red carpet appearance. Things are heating up. Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez were sizzling last night on the red carpet for the 2018 Billboard Latin Music Awards. The singer showed off her toned legs in a short, sparkly dress with side cutouts and long blonde hair extensions. She always looks so flawless. And of course, her boyfriend Alex was by her side in a creamy suit and shades. Looking really cool there. Lopez debuted her new song El Anillo, which is Spanish for the ring, at the awards show, and it's causing quite the stir. The song seems to be very intent on asking her beau when he's going to propose. A portion of the lyrics translate to, "You've given me so much that I've been thinking I already have it all, but when will I get the ring?" Hey, we've been wondering the same thing. But while the song seems to be hurrying things along, J.Lo insisted in an interview with Beats One that even though the song is largely based on their relationship, she wasn't, quote, trying to rush into anything with Rodriguez, and he didn't even realize at first that the song was about them. She says, quote, "He's looking up and down and he goes, grand slam, home run, 3 on base. He's like, this almost sounds like it's us. I said, baby, it is about us. They wrote it for me to sing." Very cute, and we obviously love them together. All right, guys, the legacy of Steve Irwin has been cemented in Hollywood history 12 years after his tragic death. The late crocodile hunter was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles on Thursday. Steve's widow, Terry, daughter Bindi, and son Robert all gave special speeches at the ceremony. Watch this.
We try to continue Dad's legacy each and every day, and we want to make sure that everything he lived and died for continues on into the future. And I'm going to get a little bit emotional because it's such a special day, and just a mom.
Yeah, as you can see, you've been getting a little emotional while talking about her late father's work. Very special. Her brother Robert and mom Terry both shared memories of Steve and the work that he did for conservation as well.
I have been so privileged to have had the biggest adventure with Steve. I have to tell you, every single day was like being in the middle of a cyclone. It was incredible.
Dad really was the most passionate and enthusiastic person on the planet, and he really instilled that passion for Bindi and I.
Well, very touching to hear from them. And of course, it wouldn't be an Irwin family outing without a visit from a wild animal.
Oh
okay,
my
look
gosh.
at this. The family held an anaconda over the star while having their photos taken, which is incredible. Also really nice to see them all together and honoring Steve's legacy. And those are your Star Treks for today.
That is perfectly fitting for him.
It really, really is.
Stay with us, guys. If you're a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants fan, you will not want to miss the big news Alexis Bledel is spilling about a possible reboot. Plus, Miranda Lambert's new boyfriend's wife is speaking out in the wake of their relationship news. Stick around for that.
All right, but first let's check in on our question of the day. To celebrate royal baby number 3 being named Prince Louis, we want to know, who's your favorite famous Louis?
All right, Lauren says, I'm a big fan of fashion, so I got to go with Louis Vuitton.
Okay, Alexandra adds Louis Tomlinson. Come on, got to go with One Direction.
Of course, not surprising. Let's take a look online here. Some people tweeting. What are they saying? Young Louis, welcome to the world. I'll take you under my wing, lad. The Adidas tracksuit is in the post, and that is from Louis Tomlinson.
Yeah, that is from him.
Really cool. Wow.
So they shout out there from one Louis to another.
One Louis to another. All right, guys, we're going to check in with you again later on your favorite Louis.
Yes.
Question of the day, but first we go to this.
Yeah, we all remember this, right? The sisterhood that started it all. Blake Lively, Alexis Bledel, Amber Tamlin, and America Ferrera made us fall in love with a magical pair of jeans. Guess what, guys? It may be back for a 3rd installment.
Yeah, Bledel stopped by The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, where she spilled the beans on another possible sequel. Here's what she had to say.
Still talk to the other guys?
Yeah, I mean, we don't get to see each other a lot because of everybody's work and family and everything, but when everybody's in town, we do, and we just pitched a 3rd movie, and I hope it comes together. It would be so great.
You did, for real?
Yeah, we did.
What? That's big news! You have to do that. Please do it.
I would love it.
Oh my goodness, I think that's a confirmed yes. I'm just going to say.
I think it might be. I think the odds are definitely in our favor here.
Yeah. We know the cast still keeps in touch to this day. America Ferrera posted this sweet photo with her ladies cradling her growing baby bump back in January. She writes in the caption, starting the new year off with blessings from my sisterhood. Of course, this isn't the only reunion photo out there on social media.
No. The cast has made sure to let fans know that they really are besties in real life. From adorable candid moments to super cute FaceTime selfies, we can't get enough from this A-list friend group. Crossing our fingers that the sisterhood makes it to the big screen once again.
We will see. Well, guys, it has been nearly 30 years since Tiffani Thiessen graced our screens as Bayside High cheerleader Kelly Kapowski.
Yep, and today she's still busy as ever.
Yeah, not only does Tiffany star as Lori in the Netflix series Alexa and Katie, but she's getting ready to release her latest cookbook, Pull Up a Chair, which is available for pre-order on Amazon right now.
Yeah, and she's managed to keep in touch with former Saved by the Bell co-star Mark Paul Gosselaar all these years later. So Jeremy, I know you would ask her, what's their secret to keeping their friendship going?
Well, lately it's been beer and my husband, so.
Two important things. That makes sense, yes.
And we're kind of like brother and sister. I know people probably don't want to hear that, but it's, we grew up together and we traveled the world together. Like we've done a lot of things as first together.
Yeah.
It was our first big success and our first TV show, and we went to Europe together for the first time. And we're super, super close. We live not that far from each other, and I adore his wife and his kids, and he loves my husband, and they go drink beer all the time.
The husbands are besties. Are the kids besties? Is
No, they're different ages.
Okay, right.
So I'm not saying besties, but they love drinking beer together. They love IPAs. They go to the bar. They do their thing.
Yeah, it sounds like a really good time.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of entertaining, Tiffani says that her love of cooking stems way back to childhood, watching her mom, her grandma, and her aunt throw down in the kitchen.
Yeah, so how is she keeping those memories strong now that she has children of her own?
I grew up doing this with the women in my family, and it hasn't stopped with my own children, both my daughter and my son even. He started with the dishes, which I was like, this is great. He's
Keep
doing
this
it.
going.
I mean, come on, right? And he loves it. He loves to clean. And my daughter's gotten really, really into it as well. You can see in the book a lot of photos of the kids with me. And we grow a lot of our stuff. We have chickens. We get eggs every day. They help me collect the eggs. We do neat things with the eggs, lots of different recipes, which you'll see a lot of egg recipes in there. And we grow vegetables and fruit, and really getting them kind of connected to the food that we either grow or have, and bringing it into the kitchen and making something with it has been really helpful about their eating habits too.
Yeah. Looks yummy, sounds yummy. I will be cooking from that. Now, though, we move on to this. Earlier this week, People confirmed that country star Miranda Lambert is dating Turnpike Troubadour singer Evan Felker just months after her split from boyfriend Anderson East.
Yeah, but it looks like Felker's estranged wife Stacey Nelson got wind of the news, and now she is speaking out.
Nelson shared this photo on her Instagram stories on Thursday with the caption, PSA, if Stacey Felker can make it through this week, so can you.
Yeah, and Stacey is still using her maiden name while in the process of divorcing Evan.
Now, Stacey and Evan had only been married for 1.5 years before she filed for divorce in February of this year.
Yeah, but Lambert and Felker have reportedly been dating since the start of the year while on tour together.
According to Us Weekly, the two musicians' relationship, quote, just happened after spending so much time together on the road.
Felker's band is currently opening for Miranda's Livin' Like Hippies tour.
Still no word on whether this new relationship played a role in Evan's estrangement from Stacey. Of course, as details come out, we'll keep you posted on People.com.
Yeah, but moving on to this, comedian Adam Pally faced harsh criticism over his appearance at the 2018 Shorty Awards earlier this month.
Quite the event here. The actor was there to present the Best Overall Instagram Award, and his introduction was anything but ordinary as he mercilessly poked fun at the show's premise, calling it, quote, the waiting at the DMV of awards shows.
Some people loved it, but it seems like not everyone was in on the joke and they didn't appreciate the joke.
No, the 36-year-old actor stopped by the People Now studios right here to set the record straight on all the backlash. Watch.
My purpose was not to insult. My purpose was to be in jest, and I do feel sorry about that. I won't apologize. I don't really think I did anything wrong, but I did not want to make anybody feel bad, and so it's interesting. It's like you do something like that, and it's really funny, and you're proud of it, but at the same time, to be totally honest, it's kind of a bummer because the attention, like a lot of the headlines were negative, and I knew what I was doing, and I'm proud of what I did. But I don't know if it was worth it. I think probably not.
Seems like the bit was supposed to be all in good fun.
He's a funny guy. Pally also has some ideas about why his appearance attracted so much media attention.
It was just like a lightning bolt thing because of all the corporate stuff, and so people feel like I went up out there and I was like, screw the man. I was really just, talking about the night and trying to do a bit. And I am, I had to tell my grandma that I didn't get kicked out of an award show.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, it's like, that's not always the best place to be.
Yeah. I took this job because I want to help people. Come on, kid. You wanted a career in diplomacy while you're missing your golden moment.
Your predecessor, he was murdered. You need to be very, very careful.
So intense. That's Theo James in the film Backstabbing for Beginners, which stars him and Ben Kingsley. The film is our People Pick of the Day and is based on the true story of the UN oil for food scandal. Now, James plays a young United National employee who uncovers this global conspiracy involving Iraqi oil and maybe his own boss. The movie is in theaters today, and when Theo James just stopped by the studio, had to ask him about working with the very intense Ben Kingsley, and he also told us a little bit about his character. Watch.
he gets into the situation, again, this is all true, and the corruption was already rife. So he started working in a system which was already very corrupt. So he was kind of adapting to it, and then as he went on in the job, then his conscience started catching up with him. So it's about someone kind of learning to deal with the consequences of lying and corruption, and then finally kind of having the strength to whistleblow and say, this isn't right.
What would you say is like the biggest similarity between your character and you as a person?
Moral ambiguity? No, I'm kidding. He's a young guy learning the ropes and learning, I guess, coming into manhood, and maybe I'm a bit past that then, but when we filmed it, that was, I don't know, that was true in a way, coming into manhood. I was growing a single hair on my chest and one on my nipple.
You star with Ben Kingsley, who's amazing in it as well, very intense. What is one thing that would surprise us about Ben Kingsley and working with him?
He's known kind of as an intense guy, but he's very warm and quite sweet, and that was surprising. And he's, there's a father-son dynamic, which again reflected the real story. They like each other very much, but that's true of Ben. He has this kind of twinkle in his eye, which is undercut by this danger. He plays that very well, but in real life and in the character, but especially in real life, he has a warmth to him, which is very surprising.
That's always good to hear.
Yeah.
If you were like, no, he's the exact same person.
Yeah. It was hell.
All right, guys, big week next week. Coming up next week, Olympian Adam Rippon gives us a behind-the-scenes sneak peek of his Dancing with the Stars rehearsals. We can't wait for that. And Academy Award-winning actress Marcia Gay Harden will be live in our studio. We won't want to miss it. She's great. So incredible to talk to someone that's had such a career, so many great causes and things that she's bringing.
I'm excited for her and for Adam Rippon for Dancing with the Stars. I think he's going to take it all.
I think he's winning the show.
No, I mean, he already has so much talent and everything.
And
he's a shoo-in.
Goodwill. The Twitter, the online audience is all for him. They will actively vote.
Yeah.
Just put your money on it right now.
And to follow along with who he's dating and his new boyfriend, everything, we love it all.
It's all there.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing weekend.
Bye, guys.